Okay, I am going to show how to create a estatesales.net advertising campaign for an upcoming auction. So right here, I'm in my CT seller, and if I go to sales, it's search and it pulls up all these sales. These are my active sales right now. The one I'm wanting to advertise is this US Mint coin collection. So I'm going to click the edit button because all the information that I need is in here. And then I'm also going to toggle to my estatesales.net screen. And what you do here, you just go to list a sale and it comes up with this screen. So I'm going to kind of toggle between the two because I know what I want. So the title is here and I want to paste that in here. And the zip code, it's better to copy and paste even if you think you have it right. It's really easy to make mistakes. You want to click the online estate sale is the type of auction. And once I put the zip code, it automatically put the city name. The URL number, so this is, if you go back to here, once you're inside of the detail page for your auction, you'll see at the top there's a little number. So you copy that number, and then if you pull up a CT Bids website, so if I go over here and pull this up, and I paste this number, I've already done it actually, but if you paste this number in here, it will show you the auction. And so this is the auction, and this is in a pending state. And so what I did was I went to an existing auction and I just pasted the new number on the end. So now I'm going to highlight the entire URL because I want to put that in my sale information. So you paste it right there. It's really important that you have that because if you don't put the URL, it's pointless to create the ad because there's nowhere to send people. It's just like fishing in the dark. So you'll continue. My terms and conditions are in here already. I had it saved. If there's any changes to those, you can update them here. If you do have a URL video, I have not created one. You could put one in here and it will be on the view page as well. Any tech savvy or social media savvy people could do that. I'm not going to mess with it today. And then your sale description. For this, I go into the settings and then I go down to the sale provenance. This is a pretty small provenance in this particular sale, nothing fancy. Where is this one? And I'll paste that in here. Our client was a collector of coins. This mint collection is one of a kind. Not a whole lot of fancy there, but it does the job. So then you're going to save and continue. And then you want to check here and make sure that your dates are correct. So you always want to check what you have in the system. So May 3rd at 6 a.m. is what we are starting with. So we want to go to May 3rd at 6 a.m. And then it's ending, I believe, May 10th at 6 p.m. But you just toggle back and double check. Oh, the 11th. Haha, I was wrong. There we go. All right, so the 3rd through the 11th, and it's on Eastern time. I want that at Pacific time. Yes, I need to update that. And click save. Make sure it got, it's got it at 3 a.m. Doggone it, I gotta fix that. Okay. So that will fix that because I definitely want this on Pacific time or that's going to mess up the end time of my entire auction. So toggle back to the auction dates. So the 3rd through the 11th, 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. And that is what we have. All right. So then we go to the next page. Now this pictures as a gold package membership. I can have unlimited photographs. Now to do the photographs, you have to go back into your auction, but you go in a different way. So you go into the sales. So this is the mint coin, and you're going to click the dashboard button, which is the 4 squares or 5 squares. And this comes up. Now this is all of the cover photos. Now for this particular, it's a small auction. There's only 57 items. But you scroll all the way to the bottom, and you have to go all the way down to the bottom. And then usually there's a section that says more. In this particular one, this option is so small, it doesn't have that. But if there's a button at the bottom down here that says more, and it's not that more, that's more description for this item. All the way at the bottom, there's usually a button like right in here, and it says more. And you'll click that until there's no more. So this is the absolute end. And then what you'll do when you get to all of these, and the importance there is if you don't go all the way to the bottom and click more, 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 you're not going to get all the pictures when you do the next step that I'm about to show you. So you right click here and save as. Now for these images, I save them in my desktop. It's the easiest way for me to do this. And then I have already created a folder for this auction. It's under my CT Bids cover images because that's what we're creating is the cover images. The Kirkland, there's 2 auctions here in Kirkland, and it's the coin collection. I have this other one, but there's the coin collection is where I want these images to save. So you just click save. And then it's going to think over here. I don't know if you can see this, but it's spinning and it's thinking. So as it's doing that, the next thing that you want to do is there is a download software tool called the CT Image Helper. And I will load this into the Google Drive. And I will load this processor instructions, which is basically the how-to in a Word PDF document, how to do what I'm showing in this video recording. But you're going to download this CT Imager Helper. And this is the description on how to download is in these instructions. So I will load both of these into the Google Drive so you can access. Basically, it pulls this up here. So once these images are done downloading, which they're still downloading, then I can browse and open them within the image processor. And what this is going to do, this tool, if you look here, each one of these has a title. So this is the United States Mint Silver Proof Set 2018. When you download the images, the image comes downloaded with like a random numerical SKU, basically. This image processor translates that SKU into the title. There's another owner created this, and so it's a really easy way to do that. So you just go in, it looks like it's downloaded. So you go browse, and you go to the cover images. This is the Kirkland Collector, so I want the other one. I want the coin collector. And the one I'm looking for is this ctbids.seller. And this is the one I want to open and start. And then it's loaded and it's complete. So you'll see at the bottom here, complete, processed 57 images in that many milliseconds. So you can go ahead and close out of this. And then if you open up the statesales.net, then you can go in and upload your photos. The first thing, actually, before we do this, we want to go into that folder because you want to check. There's always a red X. You see these little red X's here. So if I go into my cover images for Kirkland, the coin collection, and then the cover images is what we want. So in this, there's always going to be something that didn't translate correctly. It looks like these are actually pretty good. Sometimes, if I show you a different one, because I just did this for the other Kirkland auction, you can see the red X. So the coin collection is green. We're good to go. Don't need to edit it. But this this other one, if you go in, and you'll see that some of them are red. And it's just, so this is an example. This one would be a bad, so what that red is it's taking the asterisk and it's translating it into funky code and funky text. So you just delete it and then that fixes the problem there. And so what you're looking for is to make sure that there aren't any reds. I know it's not really showing the red in this, but that red X, so if I go back, it's probably gone now. No, it's still there. So there's still something in here that is not translating correctly. And that's usually like an apostrophe or semicolon or something in the original header. Oh, here it is. So in the original header of the title, it just translates as jumbled text because it doesn't know how to recognize an apostrophe or an asterisk or any of that kind of stuff. That may have fixed it. I don't know there's any more in here. This is a different auction. It's not really relevant so much, but that's how you get rid of the red X. You go through and fix it. But for the one that we're doing now, this coin collection, it's green, so we can go ahead and upload those photos. So you'll go in, you'll upload the Kirkland auction, and I want the coin collection, and then I'll go into the cover images that I just downloaded, select all of them, and open. And it takes a little bit to load. And then once it gets to that 57 or however many items, then you'll know. Now, if we have an auction of 300, it might take a minute or two, but this is a pretty small auction. 51. Sounds about right. I know it's 50 something. So you just scroll down and make sure they look okay. You can click and drag and move some of these around. So if I say, hey, you know, I think I want this to be the cover photo, or I wonder if there's another really good one in here. You just kind of, this one could be a good cover photo. We'll do that one. It's an uncirculated coin. So that's going to be the cover photo for the entire auction. And you can drag these around in any order that you want. If you want to move some of these down to kind of break up a lot of this monotony where it's the exact same looking item over and over and over again, you know, kind of, you can do whatever you want here. It's not really important. If there's something that is, I guess, a moneymaker in an auction, and you'll know, like if we have sterling flatware or something like that, you'll want that to be at the top, because when this goes into the advertisement for the estatesales.net, people, if they scroll through the first couple rows and they don't see something, they may move on. So you want the high value items to kind of be at the top. But being a coin auction, they're all kind of high value, so I'm not going to spend a lot of time here. All right, and then for this one, this is where if you are doing any kind of advertising, now this being coins, I will probably do some kind of additional paid advertising. I think for this specific one, it's smaller than my next coin auction. So I think I'm going to save my advertising for my next auction. But all you do is you click a checkbox. You know, if you want to do the regional, it's $120 for the week. And that does regional advertising at an additional expense. Now I pass that through to the client. So if the client has not agreed to this, I typically don't add it because I don't want to eat the cost of that advertising, even though it does benefit the total auction. And there's also national advertising. For a coin, honestly, I will probably, for the other coin auction, I will probably nationally advertise it because there's a lot more. This is only 50 coins. I'm not going to spend $200 to advertise 50 coins. The return on that is just not going to be worth it for me. But in my next coin auction, I will probably do a national advertisement. But in any event, leave these blank if you know, you're not instructed to do so, or if you don't think that it's worth it. Sometimes it takes some learning, but I had cards, and I had Pokemon cards and Magic cards, and I paid for the national advertising for that auction, and it was worth it because that auction generated almost $12,000. And so, you know, $200 to get 12 is worth it. $200 to get, I don't know, 4,000, not worth it. So moving on. All right, it's just about ready. You can preview it if you want. Just click this button. And then it will show you everything you put together. So it's a 9-day sale. It's 4 days away. The biggest thing is you want to have this at least 48 hours ahead of the auction to notify as many people as possible that it's coming. Here's that uncirculated image that we put as the first. And you'll see that there's links here to our website and the details. And this is the terms and conditions that we had done. The description, which is pretty basic. And then you'll see here all the images, and then you'll see the titles. So if you don't do this, where you automatically import the titles, then you have to go into each one of these and edit it and add the title. And so it's really important to have the title so people know what they're looking at. And some of these, I don't know why it's not showing, but that is the purpose of this exercise. And so we can X out of there and publish the sale. And that's it. The sale is published, and then you can share it. You can view the sale on estatesales.net. You can double check the links to make sure that you got it to the right sale, which is always a good practice, just to make sure. And there it is. So that's the auction. And then this will just be the pending. There isn't really a pending, I guess. It's technically the live auction, but they won't be allowed to bid. If they try to place a bid, it will not let them. And here it shows that there's 11 days left on these, where people can go through and look at them and read the description and ask questions ahead of the sale. It's kind of a preview before the auction goes live. And the only way to do that is to share this link. And sometimes I've already done this. I will send the link to my client just to say, hey, heads up, here's your auction. And then they can send it and advertise it to their friends and family as well. So that is how you create an auction advertisement in estatesales.net.